Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of Plays for Days. Today we are discussing the new ban list and everything that went on and everything that came off.
It was a crazy ban list, to say the least.
It was just a little gross, a little disgusting, a little surprising, and
Totally different than OCG.
a lot of people are going to be happy, a lot of people are going to be mad. I don't know how I feel yet, but I do know what I'm playing next format.
Which is?
I'm going to play TGs.
'Cause
TGs
that
are going to be
damn
fun.
striker. But,
Okay, so we'll get into this. We'll start with the big nasties. The baby dragons are gone.
Thank God. No more
Baby dragons are
burner,
gone.
reactin', stream, and what was the other one? Stream and...
Burner, reactant, stream, pebbles.
That was it.
Or, no, pebbles was reactant.
Yeah.
Lightning, sparks, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, the lightning one, yeah.
Either way, all four gone.
Drafts, that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, all four are gone, so that means no more double of any of them in the same turn, because you can only use the effective one, you can't special summon them any other ways. Unless...
Really, they shouldn't have been created.
No.
That's that.
Yeah. They shouldn't have been made common either, but whatever. One of the big surprises for this ban list, Stratos.
Stratos, that...
Gone.
Oh, I loved Stratos.
Stratos was one of the key staples for every elemental hero player.
Yeah.
It was him
that,
and Alias.
Yeah, best friends. Now the friendship is broken.
Yeah. The only reason I can see him being banned is because E-Call is coming out, but with E-Call you can only search heroes, so...
You search him, you summon him, search... Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think they should have hit him, but I don't know.
Whatever. One of the other ones that was kind of surprising, but at the same time not, was Shockmaster.
Gone.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised because it helped stop a lot of decks. It helped rein them in. It said to dragons, no, stop. No monster effects.
But in the same note, it was like a one-hand... Like, it could kill single-handedly a whole deck.
Well, it's like if you go up against Prophecy, you say spells, it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You go up against Frognarks, you say monster effects. They're kind of in a bad position.
Yeah, no, it single-handedly kills decks.
Yeah. Another one that made the list, not super surprising, Card Destruction. It's one of those complete game-changer type cards. It makes Dark Worlds just disgusting.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it can be like an instant win, so...
Yeah. And it is one of those things where if you get a terrible hand, it can make it better. It dumps stuff to the grave. It was just doing too much work in too many decks, so
yeah,
decided to get rid of it. One of the cards that a lot of people have been saying, yeah, get rid of, Gateway the Six.
Yeah, it's an instant win.
Yeah, no more of those ridiculous keys on, Sheehan. What are you going to do?
No, it's a free win. You activate gates, you're done. It's set over.
Yeah, even if they get Valor or something, it's you still get the tokens.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that's gone. Two of the other big ones this list are Heavy Storm and Monster Reborn.
Ouch.
Only one of the Trinity remains, and that's the Dark Hole.
Oh, they might as well have taken the Dark Hole with them.
Yeah.
I mean...
The reason the Heavy's gone, making a big impact, is back row is a lot safer now.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really threatening is MST and Dust Tornadoes if you run those.
But I'm kind of happy they got rid of them. I know a lot of players were just... They kept, arguing and complaining about those kind of power cards and how they just changed the game.
Yeah.
Those...
Well, the thing I liked about Heavy Storm, too, is it made you play conservatively.
Yeah.
You didn't just set 5 back row and be like, come at me.
Yeah.
So it did make you like, oh, well, maybe do I want to? But at the same time, if you're just setting back row to save your life, and then it's a whitewash. It takes you out just for nothing.
No, it can win games too, when your opponent sets up without that Starlight, it just sacks them.
Yeah, it was really bad, but and then there's the Monster Reborn too.
Well, that just wins you games.
It's a game turnaround. If you got nothing, you top deck a monster, it's like, oh, that's nice BLS, thanks, and game.
Yeah, what do you do? No, I'm happy they hit that. It should be a good format. It is going to be weird not seeing those because they've been around for so long, but, they had to go. They were just really powerful.
Another weird one this ban list is the Avarice too.
Oh, that one was strange.
Like, I thought Avarice was it was a pretty balanced card. It lets you put 5 back, draw 2. Putting monsters back in the deck doesn't seem like it's really a bad thing to me.
And you could only have one of it.
Yeah.
I mean...
So I didn't think it was that bad of a card, but I guess in certain situations, throwing them all back is kind of cheap. Yeah. Especially gadgets and stuff like that. Throwing them all back so you can use their effects again is pretty nice.
I've had a few games where I've actually top decked in one, but I mean, like, not enough where it will be like, oh my god, like, it doesn't happen very often.
Realistically, it's only a +1, and you're sending monsters back. So
yeah, that is recycling some cards, which could be good in certain decks.
Yeah. One of the other weird ones that a lot of people are getting absolutely just pissy about is Judgment. Solemn Judgment is banned, folks. Gone.
I I really don't care about it though. I never used it. It was too much of a cost.
I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
It's a great mid-game card. It's sucky to open up with. A lot of decks I played didn't even have it, so it doesn't hit me too hard, but at the same time I don't have to worry about that no card anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't mind that card. I don't see why people are really complaining.
Yeah, and for the next card, reigning even more on the Dragon's Parade is Super Rejuve.
Ooh, totally gone.
Yep.
That's hurting.
It is gone. No more drawing. No more 6 cards per turn. No more whatever.
At least if they kept one, that's killer.
But I guess it rains in the Heretics too. So
yeah,
what can you do? One of the other big ones for stopping the format changing cards is Spellbook Judgment.
Judgment needs to go. Yeah,
it's banned.
Done. Good.
The deck is still really good. You don't need the Judgment. It just makes it ridiculously fast.
No, Judgment should have never been created. I don't know what they were thinking.
The only thing that Judgment made was they made the deck a 2-turn OTK.
Yeah, I really, like I was saying, I don't know what they were thinking or what, I don't know what kind of state of mind they were in when they made that card, but that card was not right.
Yeah. And the next card, the last new addition to the ban list, Ultimate Offering.
That card needed to go.
It was, considering what the next format's looking like, in my eyes, if gadgets start to take over, because gadgets just swarm the field, make all the Xyz you want, who cares?
Yeah.
And the Madolches.
Madolches, yeah. I mean, that's the reason it went down to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, Madolches made that happen.
Well, you just think about it. You summon all your Magelanes. That's 4 level 4s, and you can search each of them out themselves. Do all your searches. Get your ticket. Get your...
Xe, Tiramisu's, everything. Just keep going. It's almost like a gateway in Madolches.
Yep. So it just needed to go. They're trying to stop the OTKs. They're trying to... encourage longer duels, more entertaining duels. So at least you have a chance rather than just like playing solitaire for 20 minutes.
Well, it's going to be like a slower format. So like as we get down the list, you'll see why.
Yeah. So most of the cards in this next one, the limited list, are just kind of ankle biters on the decks that were doing really good. So you're like, no, you can't play that. It's like, oh, okay, I guess. And speaking of which, they touched Dragoons and the Diva for the Mermails. Diva was just disgusting in that deck.
Oh, I really like Diva.
Well, it was the Heavy Storm, the Diva. As long as you had like Megalo in hand, it was like GG.
Yeah, so. The Megalo and Diva, that was the OTK. If you had an opening,
it was the 48 and the 16 and whatever.
Yeah, 2 attacks. Yeah.
No, it's the 48, the 18, and whatever.
And then the Marksman, and when you fuck damage with Marksman, he brings out a
Dragoons.
Yeah.
So
and the Diva, whatever,
Yeah, so it slowed down the deck. It didn't really need to go that much faster. They didn't touch the Abystus like they did in the OCG.
Yeah, and the Sphere.
And they didn't touch the Sphere. So
yeah,
they had to touch something because
I think the Diva's fair in the Dragoons.
Because if you haven't noticed yet, they touched none of the rank 7s.
Yeah.
So they had to touch something.
Yeah.
Next coming up on the list, we have, unfortunately, Fire Fist Spirit.
Yeah. It didn't even get to be used here in the TCG.
No, really. We didn't even get to see 3-Axis do anything with it. And considering the ban lists are now down to 4 months, it was kind of surprising. But
I mean, in the OCG they hit the Rooster, but here it was Spirit.
Yeah,
I would have preferred them hitting the Rooster and still leaving 1, like down to 1, the Rooster. But like we never even got play. Like over there in the OCG, they were using that shit topping with it. Like we never even got to use it.
No, we just barely got to look at it, play it for like what has it been like. 2 weeks.
It's so frustrating, but I guess they put the axe down before it all went to shit.
Yeah. I mean, you can still play the 4-Axis. You can still technically play the Rooster, but it's just not as good.
Yeah.
Not without the Spirit. And another card to stop the OTK type decks is Birdman is down to 1. The OCG stopped the Divine Wind and the Birdman. They just stopped the Birdman here.
Yeah, we still have Divine Wind of Mist Value to 3.
I don't think it's that much of a busted card, but with Birdman, it gets pretty gross.
Yeah.
2 very disappointing cards coming up here is the Rescue Rabbit and the Thunder King Ryo. I don't understand why these got hit. I mean, the rabbits encouraged unhealthy play and with just like sacky stuff.
I could see the rabbit more, but Thunder King definitely no.
It's like nobody was really playing Thunder King at 3 anyway. They put it down to 2 and it's like, okay, well, Profis are just going to run this format because you can't play 3. And then let's just bring it down to 1.
I don't understand.
All I'm saying is, thank God Mistake is coming in Shadow Specters.
Yeah, Mistake is going to be a great card.
It's going to be necessary with Thunder King down to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're looking at the Gishki, the what's that one called?
Is it Mind August or whatever?
Yeah, the Mind August. That's right. Yeah, they're getting rid of recycling because, in case anybody forgot, Mind August shuffles 5 back in, draw 1 or something.
Yeah, there was that FTK or whatever where you deck them out or something.
Yeah.
So
It's they just want to get rid of these FTKs, OTKs. Next on the list is the Iceberry Delorean. Really good in the Mermails. It's a water, pitches the other guys, get their effects. Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
Next up on the list is Ptolemy M7. This one was it was a little bit weird, but after speaking with Morel here, I understand a lot more why it might be.
Yeah, there's some nasty plays.
If you don't follow the Bujin type deck profile, there's really nasty stuff you can do with that. There was what's that one spell card?
Oh, Stoic Challenge.
Stoic Challenge, where you get 600 attack for each material underneath an Xyz type monster. So what they do is they go into a Omega, overlay for a Charger.
Yep.
Overlay for Ptolemy M7,
And equip.
and then you have 4 times 6, 24, double the damage at 51 attack.
And then it's game. You hit a rose token if you have that rose black garden. I mean, so.
And Ptolemy just opened up so many disgusting plays.
Oh,
if your opponent whips out stuff, you're like, oh well, Fiendish Chain. Okay, overlay for Ptolemy. It's like,
Yeah.
it was a rude card. It was rude.
Yeah, so I can understand. And I mean, it's probably gonna be more busted in the future too. So one is good enough.
Okay, coming up is my favorite addition to the ban list. Well, at least restricted anyway. D-Fissure and Macro.
Oh,
beautiful. No more banishing. No more rabbit, dino, whatever.
Crap.
No more banishing. You can have one of each. That's it.
Good.
Done.
Good.
Over with. Get over it. It's gone.
That should have been done a long time ago.
Should have been done a long time ago. Banishing is not healthy for the game.
No.
And with stuff like Angel of Zare and stuff coming out, it was just going to get even more disgusting.
Yeah.
Just nip it in the bud. Get it over with.
It's done.
I am so happy about that.
Because I mean, like that single-handedly took out decks as well. Like,
yeah.
As soon as they activate that, what are you gonna do? Especially even in Fire Fist when they want to use like bears, nothing. Like,
they can't do it.
Gorillas,
Macros on the field.
Yeah. They can't pop They can't pop the tankies. Nothing. So
just get rid of it. Just encourages healthier gameplay. I think anti-meta is going to have a bit more trouble with those 2 cards gone, but you know what? Whatever.
Even what it did to Mermills, like it was just a nasty card.
Yeah. It just stops way too many decks.
Yeah.
Next up on the list is Gold Sark. This is one of those cards where if you're going to slow down the format, getting anything you want in 2 turns can be pretty nasty.
It can be, but like with dragons being killed, like I didn't really see it necessary to go down, but I guess it was starting to be splashed in more decks.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as far as the list is concerned, you can still have 3 of each dragon, so I kind of don't blame them for putting Gold Sark on there.
That is true, though. Yeah, that is true.
Plus, a lot of decks, like, I saw a lot of Exodia decks coming up, too, that running Gold Sark, and just, you get it in 2 turns. If you can stall it out with 1 day a piece and stuff,
yeah, you
get a free piece.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense then, yeah.
Yeah. One of the other cards, an interesting card to throw on the list, is Royal Tribute. I think there's a lot of speculation that Gravekeepers might come back, and one of our good friends actually made a really good suggestion to me. He was talking about using the Master Key Beetle, locking it down with Safe Zone, and then locking down the Necro Valley. You have a nice little control, a 2500 beat stick, and you protected your valley.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all.
No. And it's easy to go into the Master Key Beetle. They're all darks.
Yeah. Plus, that Royal Tribute was just cruel.
It was.
It was cruel. You make your plays, you do whatever Royal Tribute. If your opponent had like 5 monsters, it's like GG.
But a lot of decks were starting to be more monster heavy.
Yeah.
Format, so yeah.
So it's just, you don't want to just sack people like that anymore.
No.
Next card on the list, I can kind of agree with, but at the same time, it sucks to see it go. Bottomless down to 1.
That card was in every deck. I don't know. It did its job. It was so good, but
I think it was healthy at 2.
Yeah.
But with the amount of back row they're hitting this list, it's kind of unhealthy. But at the same time, just imagine it in Trap Tricks. You can activate it from the hand. You can't MST it. Well, you couldn't Heavy Storm anyway, but there's no stopping it. Banish cards. They're really trying to shut down the banish as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
So, bottomless down to 1.
Guess we got to work with it.
Yeah. Compulsory evacuation.
Oh, that hurts.
Why?
That hurts. I really like that. I was actually starting to play it at 3 on like Dev Pro and stuff because of all those lead yokes. And stuff.
I can understand it's a really sacky card, and with decks like Fire Fists being able to attack directly with Bear, just popping it back to the hand, Yeah, I got a little rude, but in certain decks, like you said, with the lead yoke, it's... What do you do?
Yeah, what do?
You have to top deck that Compulse to get rid of it. Otherwise, you try and destroy it. You have to destroy it 3 times.
Yeah, like, it's such a pain.
And it's not even like a once per turn effect for lead yoke. It's he can negate 2 destructions and becomes a 38.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So, I don't really agree with the Compulse, but we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, stopping some more decks, is the Epidemic Eradication Virus. Shutting down them prophecies, shutting down them trap heavy decks.
Trap tricks? No, I don't know.
Well, I don't think you can activate traps and it kills all the traps in the hand, so. I don't know. It's just those control type cards that seem to be shutting down a little bit.
Well, those were never really too healthy. I mean, like, they single-handedly shut down a deck.
Yeah.
Like, you just said prophecies, like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wasn't a really healthy card, but at the same time, it did give some other decks a little bit fight back against prophecies when they were still broken.
Well, that's because they were, top, so it's like, you needed something.
Yeah, but now that they're not going to be, like, super tier 0 deck, then maybe EEV is a little bit cruel.
Yeah.
Next on the list is...
even in Chainburn, you can't forget Chainburn. Like, what that card did for Chainburn, well...
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyways, next up on the list, we got Soul Drain. I think it's a little soon for that.
Yeah, it is. That wasn't even used much.
Yeah, that was the one that any effects that activate in the graveyard.
Yeah, that was
so that's essentially saving all of the mermail, stuff like that. I don't think it was necessary, but
I never really got to see that much play here, I don't think.
Of all the drains to get hit on the list, I'm surprised Skill Drain didn't get hit, but I guess Soul Drain too good.
Apparently.
Yeah. And the one card that nobody's really surprised by, Torrential Tribute.
Yeah,
they brought it back to 2, and it's just trouble from the start.
That was in every deck, like every deck.
Yeah, it's been said before. It's nobody really paid much mind when it was at 1. Brought it back to 2. Everybody ran it.
Well, it stopped those decks that spam the monsters. Like, just as soon as they summoned one, then another, you knew they were gonna exceed or go into Shockmaster. You just torrential, all 3 are gone. You know, everybody played it just to stop the exceeds and synchros, and it's just. Yeah, it was in every deck.
You only need the one.
Saw it, and they're like, "Yeah, gots to go."
Well, and if you're looking at the Fire Kings these days, that's too good in there.
Yeah,
it's too damn good in there.
Yeah, killed the Grunixes, Yakshas.
Yeah,
so good.
And for the last half of this list, it's gonna be cards that are coming back.
Back to 3.
Yep. Well, except for I think a couple on here. The rest are all coming back. So.
Well, no, we still have some 2s. Yep.
Yep. So, the one's coming back to 2. Mizuki's coming back to 2.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
Mizuki was a very interesting card, a very good card. A lot of people didn't understand why it got restricted to 1 in the first place, but zombies are looking like they're coming back.
Oh, yeah, they're coming back, especially with the new vampire support.
And because Plague Spreader is back to 2.
That's a nice one.
Plague Spreader at 2, folks.
That should be interesting.
Very interesting. Zombies are back in a big way. Synchros are back in a big way.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. One of the happiest things on this list for me, TG Striker.
Back to 2.
That's what I'm playing.
Finally. Finally. Many people are saying finally.
Yeah. It was one of those unnecessary restrictions. It's they're limited to 1, and they really hacked the legs off the TG deck.
No, he needed to be back, and it's about time.
Yeah. Everybody was complaining about it. It's like, why? All he is a special summon to use for a synchro.
Yeah, and how many things special summon these days?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's just calm down. Just let him go. 2, it's not the best, but I could play with it. I'll be happy with that. Next up on the list is the ones that got chopped down. Tenki and D-Prison. Tenki should not be a surprise to anyone.
No.
It was discussed a long time ago that when it came out, it'll get restricted. 2, it's not bad. It's still playable. It's still searchable. Yeah. Bear won't see as much play, but it's still good. Still an amazing card. And D-Prison.
I'm mad about that one too. Just because it's kind of like the compulse thing with the lead yoke.
Yeah.
Now you can't. Oh man, they're just hitting those traps.
It's still at 2 though, so it's not a huge deal.
Not as bad.
I never played 3, so it's not a big deal.
But since they're hitting compulse and bottomless and torrential, what do you have to play? Like.
Well, they're definitely opening up room for trap space in your deck.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be a bit more creative now.
Mirror forces.
Yeah. And coming off the list, we have a bunch that are coming back to 3.
Yeah.
Some that I do not agree with. Some that very interesting. Malicious.
Ooh.
Destiny Hero Malicious is back to 3.
And those Destiny draws.
Yeah, Destiny draw, pitch Malicious, banish, boom, boom.
Oh,
no
so
big
good.
Deal, man. No big deal. And then Earth.
Yeah.
The Agent of Wisdom, was it? Earth?
I have no idea. The one that searches Hyperion.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
If you got Sanctuary, searches Hyperion. Otherwise, you grab Venus. I can't remember which one it is. It's Agent Earth. Very interesting card. It's a tuner. Synchros.
Didn't it come back last? Banlist at 2?
Yep.
It was at 1, 2, now 3.
Yep. And like, oh, it's too good. And then it's like, okay, it's kind of good. And it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And another one, which I'm surprised it even got banned in the first place.
Oh my god.
Tsukiyomi.
That shit, man. Didn't that come back last list at 2?
Yep.
It's like 1, 2, 3. It's like, who cares about Tsukiyomi?
It was banned, and then it like came back to 1, and it was like, okay, you can have 3. I don't care.
I don't see what people see in Tsukiyomi. Like,
It's not that crazy of a card.
I don't know.
I don't know why it went on the list in the first place. It's a spirit that flips face down.
It's frustrating me, though.
The only reason it was crazy back in the day is because like Dark Arm Dragon, flip it down, attack, and kill it. It's like, what? How does that work? We don't even have that anymore, so whatever.
Yeah.
Another interesting card. A Hero Lives.
Back to 3.
Back to 3. Very interesting. I'm very interested to see what happens with this now.
Yeah.
Because I know Hero Lives was used to set up quite a few really strong decks, and
That's not all they got back, though.
Nope.
No.
E-Call is at 3.
Ooh.
Search any ones you want. You can activate 3 E-Calls a turn, can't you?
I'm not sure if it's once per turn or not, but those E-calls, man.
Yeah.
They're just fierce. I think you
Search
can-
any hero, regardless of level.
So it's just so good.
Yeah. And then things that's going to make a lot of players happy out there. Black Whirlwind at 3. You finally got your Clued at 3. You finally got your Whirlwind at 3.
Really?
Let's see what you could do with it.
Really, this card should have never been gone. I mean, what's the difference between this card and Wind Up Factory, like everyone says?
Yep. Factory's not anywhere on this list.
Like, same shit. Like, this shouldn't have been gone.
No.
So,
It's going to give Black Wings a lot more play.
it almost seems like Konami listened a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of our suggestions.
Well, considering this list is startlingly different than the OCG.
Yeah.
Another interesting card for the list is the Heretic Seal.
Back to 3.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one you can activate as many times as you want.
Search any 3 cards you want, but without Super Rejuve, it's not as strong as it used to be. But still, any Heretics, it opens up crazy plays.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll actually see Heretics topping some stuff.
Maybe, but that Super Rejuve kind of sucks that it's gone.
Yeah. And, Pot of Duality, back to 3.
Really, that should have never even been to 2. Like, I don't really think matters 1, 2, or 3.
No.
Like, if you have 3, it's whatever.
With the game as it is today, special summoning is so important. Pot of Duality is almost a hindrance more than anything.
Yeah.
I would never play it at 3. But
they did kind of slow the game down.
Yeah.
It almost seems like they're trying to, so maybe 3 will be a good thing this format.
it might be very important to have at 3. Who knows?
But I know if it was this format, like the one with the dragons and prophecies, it wasn't very good.
No.
Like,
And one of the most interesting cards I find for this new list, Scapegoat at 3.
ooh, that's going to be dirty.
It was at 1 before, and in case anybody doesn't know, there was an OCG type deck that was beating dragons that used Scapegoat and Plasma.
Yeah, just tribute 3 off for special summon the plasma.
Yeah. You still have 3 D-draws. You have 3 Malicious now, 3 Plasma, 3 Scapegoat.
Yeah.
I think that deck is going to put in some serious work this format.
Yeah. That plasma is so good.
And the Scapegoat, you can use them for all kinds of synchro stuff.
Oh, even in you can even use it in Mecha Phantom Beasts.
Mm-hmm.
I could get a little annoying. Can't kill them.
So I'm not sure what the reasoning behind Scapegoat is, but it should make this format very interesting for some players.
Yeah.
Especially for those players playing that Plasma, because that's a skill drain on fucking crack.
Yeah, it's skill drain only on your opponent.
Yeah.
You can still drop the BLSs, the dads.
And your opponent's just throwing out normal monsters.
Yeah, praying to God something happens.
Yeah.
But
And the worst part is, you can't Tarantula it, you can't Judgment
you got
it.
one torrential, you got no.
You can't Compulse it. Well,
You got
unless
one.
you get that one.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Same with the bottomless, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
So it should be interesting to see how the format deals with those certain cards. But like I said too, it's only for 4 months.
Yeah, that's not as bad.
So that's rather interesting to see that it does seem a lot like Konami took everything people said. There was that survey out there. It seemed like they took a lot of that stuff to heart.
I didn't say anything about Scapegoat.
I didn't say anything about Scapegoat either. But it does seem like they got rid of the top tier decks that were just ruining people's days.
No, they definitely killed the decks that needed to be killed.
And they brought back a little bit more playability to some of those older decks that are just a little bit slower.
Yeah, it seems almost like balanced, slowed the game down, made it a bit more fair.
Like everybody's saying too, this format is way up in the air right now.
Yeah, who
it's
knows?
Anybody's game right now.
Yeah, it's like you don't know what the top tier deck's gonna be. You know, like I think Madolches can look pretty good.
Madolches are looking really good right now.
Nothing got touched, you know, except for the ultimate offerings. But that was like a bonus in that deck. I mean, that Tiramisu and everything. And
Tiramisu doesn't target.
Don't forget the 4-axis Fire Fist. You know, they seem like they got potential harpies, like you were saying.
Harpies.
Like they can go into those big eyes, Draco Sacks.
They touch nothing in the Harpy deck. You could summon her monk, pitch the Heroic Seal.
Or Heroic Seal, you mean Hysteric?
Hysteric Sign.
Yeah. Pitch it. You get to add 3 at the end phase with different names, and you get to special summon your Channeler, go into your big eye, Draco Sack, add 3. Like
because there's still 3 big eyes, three Draco Sacks. So any deck that can effectively still make 7s is looking really good. So even Mecha Phantom Beast could be really good this format.
Yeah, they got those scapegoats too, so it's interesting. Like, who knows what's going to be good?
This format should be very interesting, and Shadow Specters could introduce a lot of different elements to this now.
I mean, who knows? Even those Boujins, the vampires, like, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be very interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting rogue decks, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it brings. But tell us what you guys think of this format, or this ban list, and the upcoming format. Like,
let us know what you're going to run with this new format, what you think's going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think is going to be the top tier decks?
And what was the most surprising card for you?
Yeah, like, for us, it almost seems like it'd be Scapegoat.
Scapegoat was
that was pretty shocking.
Weird. But at the same time, all those bans, too, are crazy.
And for me, it was Stratos as well, but...
I think the thing that actually made my jaw hang open the worst was Shockmaster. I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, that Shockmaster's kicked out of the house.
And the thing that probably made me laugh the most was Solemn Judgment.
That made me laugh too.
I was like, oh my god.
That was pretty funny. That was unnecessary.
So yeah, give your thoughts, feelings. Let us know all your opinions, all your predictions.
Yeah, tell us what deck you're gonna run too. And
I'm gonna try TGs.
I'm probably gonna try some Boujins, Vampires, Madolches. I got a whole bunch of decks.
Why do you try something old and nifty?
Oh, okay, sorry. But maybe it might be fun to try some with those Destiny heroes too. With the Destiny draws, Maliciouses, Scapegoat, Plasmas, blah blah blah.
All we need back is Disc Commander.
Oh, get out of here.
One day.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to we'll see you guys later, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. Stay tuned.
Peace.